Friends and viewers, Leo Tolstoy had written a very beautiful short story. The name of this short story is Evil Allures But Good Endures, written by Leo Tolstoy, a Russian tale. So this is the tale of a master. Slave praise him for his kindness. One amongst them lays a wager that if he is provoked, their master will lose his temper and prove himself just as evil as any other master. When a trusted slave deliberately angers his master, he does an amazing thing. Tempted by anger, a good man upholds his virtue. So this is the story. The story of this start likes. There lived in olden times a good and a kindly man. He had his world's goods in abundance, and many slaves to serve him. And the slave prided them in their masters, saying, "There is no better Lord than our under the sun. He feeds and clothes us well, and gave us work suited to our strength. He bears no malice and never speaks a harsh word to anyone. He is not like any other master who treat their slave worse, and then the cattle, punishing them whether they deserve it or not, and never giving them a friendly word. He wishes us well, does good, and speaks kindly to us. We do not wish for a better life." Thus the slave praised their Lord, and the devil, seeing it was vexed, and the slave should live in such love and harmony with their master. So getting one of them, whose name was Alip, into his power, the devil ordered him to attempt to tempt the other slaves. And one day when they were all sitting together, those slaves, resting and talking of their master's goodness, Alip raised his voice and said, "It is stupid to make so much of our master's goodness. The devil himself would be kind to you. If you did what he wanted, we serve our master well and humor him in all things. As soon as he thinks of anything, we do it. Foreseeing all his wishes, what can he do but he be kind to us? Just try how it will be if instead of humoring him, we do him some harm instead. He will act like any other person else and will repay evil for evil, as worst of our masters do." The other slave began denying that Alip had said, and at last bet with him. Alip undertook to make their master angry. If he failed, he was to lose his holiday garment. But if he succeeded, the other slave were to give him theirs. Moreover, they promised to defend him against the master. So what happened, and set him free. If he should put him in chains or imprisoned, having arranged this bet, Alip agreed to make his master angry next morning. Alip was a shepherd and had in his charge a number of valuable pure-bred sheep, which his master was very fond. Next morning, when the master brought some visitor into the closer to show them valuable sheep, Alip winked at his companion as if to say, "See now how angry I will make him." All the other slaves assembled, looking in at the gates over the fence, and the devil climbed a tree near by to see how his servant would do his work. The master walked about the enclosure, showing his guests the ewes and the lambs, and presently he wished to show them his finest rum. "All the rums are valuable," said he, "but I have one with closely twisted horn, which is priceless. I prize him as the apple of my eye. Startled by the stranger, the sheep rushed about the enclosure so that the visitor could not get a good look at him. As soon as it stood still, Alip startled the sheep as if by accident, and they all got mixed up again. The visitor could not make out which was the priceless rum. At last the master got tired of it. Alip, dear friend, he said, pray catch our best rum for me, the one with the tightly twisted horns, and catch him very carefully. Hold him still for a moment. Scarcely had the master said this when Alip rushed in among the sheep like a lion and clutched the priceless rum, holding him fast by the wool. He seized the left hind leg with one hand, and before his master eye lifted it and jerked it so that it snapped like a dry branch. He had broken the ram's leg, and it fell bleating on its knees. Then Alip seized the right hind leg, while the left twisted round and hung quite limp. The visitor and the slave exclaimed in dismay, and the devil sitting up in the tree rejoiced that Alip had done his task so cleverly. The master looked as black as thunder, frowned, bent his head, and did not say a word. The visitor and the slave were silent too, waiting to see what would follow. After remaining silent for a while, the master shook himself as if to throw off some burden. Then he lifted his head and, raising his eyes heavenward, remained so for a short time. Presently, the wrinkles passed from his face, looked down at the Alip with a smile and saying, "Oh, Alip, Alip, your master bade you anger me. But my master is stronger than yours. I am not angry with you. But I will make your master angry. You are afraid that I shall punish you, and you have been wishing for your freedom. Know then, Alip, that I shall not punish you. But as you wish to be free, here before my guest I set you free. Go where you like, and take your holiday garments with you." And the kind master returned with his guest to the house. But the devil, grinding his teeth, fell down from the tree and sank through the ground. And he failed to excite and to the master, but the devil failed and he fell to the ground. This is the story, the short story of the Leo Tolstoy. Evil allures, but God endures. Leo Tolstoy. This short story is written in 1885. I hope you will enjoy this short story. Evil allures, but God good endures, by Leo Tolstoy. Thank you very much.